ब्रह्मानन्दं परमसुखदं केवलं ज्ञानमूर्तिं द्वन्द्वातीतं गगनसदृशं तत्त्वमस्यादिलक्ष्यम् एकं नित्यं विमलमचलं सर्वधी साक्षिभूतं भावातीतं त्रिगुणरहितं सद्गुरुं तं नमामि। श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादं शङ्करं लोकशङ्करं शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम् वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं चैव ततो जयमुदीरयेत्। मूकं करोति वाचालं पङ्गुं लङ्घयते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे परमानन्दमाधवं। यं ब्रह्मा वरुणेन्द्ररुद्रमरुतः स्तुन्वन्ति दिव्यैस्तवैः वेदैः साङ्गपदक्रमोपनिषदैः गायन्ति यं सामगाः ध्यानावस्थिततद्गतेन मनसा पश्यन्ति यं योगिनः येषान्तं न विदुः देवाय तस्मै नमः। अथ श्रीमद् भगवद गीता अथ द्वितीयोऽध्यायः सांख्ययोगः। श्रीभगवानुवाच अशोच्यानन्वशोचस्त्वं प्रज्ञावादांश्च भाषसे गतासु न गतासूंश्च नानुशोचन्ति पंडिताः न त्वेवाहं जातु नासं न त्वं नेमे जनाधिपाः न चैव न भविष्यामः सर्वे वयमतः परं देहिनोऽस्मिन् यथा देहे कौमारं यौवनं जरा तथा देहान्तरप्राप्तिः धीरस्तत्र न मुह्यते। मात्रा स्पर्शास्तु कौन्तेय शीतोष्णसुखदुःखदाः आगमापायिनो नित्याः तां तितिक्षस्व भारत। यं हि न व्यथयन्त्येते पुरुषं पुरुषर्षभा समदुःखसुखं धीरं सोऽमृतत्वाय कल्पते। नासतो विद्यते भावो नाभावो विद्यते सतः उभयोरपि दृष्टोऽन्तः त्वनयोस्त्वत्वदर्शिभिः अविनाशि तु तद्विद्धि येन सर्वमिदं ततम्। विनाशमव्ययस्यास्य न कश्चित् कर्तुमर्हति अन्तवन्त इमे देहाः नित्यशोक्ता शरीरिणः नित्यशोक्ता शरीरिणः अनाशिनो प्रमेयस्य तस्मादुज्यस्व भारत। य एनं वेत्ति हन्तारं यश्चैनं मन्यते हतम् उभौ तौ न विजानीतः नायं हन्ति न हन्यते न जायते म्रियते वा कदाचित् नायं भूत्वा भविता वा न भूयः अजो नित्यः शाश्वतोऽयं पुराणः न हन्यते हन्यमाने शरीरे Veda vinashinam nityam yenam avyayam katham sapurusha pardha kam ghatayati hantikam vasamsi jirnani yatha vihaya navani grunhati naroparani tatha sharirani vihaya jirnani anyani samyati navani dehi nainam chindanti shastrani nainam dahati pavakaha na chainam kledayantyapah na soshayati marutaha अच्छेद्योयमदाह्योऽयम् अक्लेद्यो सोष्य एव च नित्य सर्वगतस्थाणुः अचलोऽयं सनातनः अव्यक्तोऽयमचिन्त्योऽयम् अविकार्योऽयमुच्यते तस्मादेवं विदित्वैनं नानुशोचितुमर्हसि अथ चैनं नित्यजातं नित्यं वा मन्यसे मृतं तथापि त्वं महाबाहो नैवं शोचितुमर्हसि जातस्य हि ध्रुवो मृत्युः ध्रुवं जन्म मृतस्य च तस्मादपरिहार्येद्धे न त्वं शोचितुमर्हसि अव्यक्तादीनि भूतानि व्यक्तमध्यानि भारत अव्यक्तनिधनान्येव तत्र का परिदेवना आश्चर्यवत् पश्यति कश्चिदेनम् आश्चर्यवद् वदति तथैव चान्यः आश्चर्यवच्चैनमन्यः शृणोति श्रुत्वाप्येनं वेद न चैव कश्चित् देहि नित्यमवध्योऽयं देहे सर्वस्य भारत तस्मात् सर्वाणि भूतानि न त्वं शोचितुमर्हसि. Now, can we go back to the 21st or so verse where we stopped and get back to our question bank? Did we stop here, Brahmara?
Yes, we stopped here.
Okay.
As
Najayate
of now,
mriyate va kadacha. Yeah.
there are no questions from the back.
But you were thinking of some questions and bank and things like that, projecting. Okay.
There are no new
Good.
questions. All the
Okay.
questions that were in the
Okay.
back.
Okay. We will have more time for some more slokas today. Najayate mriyate va kadachit. Najayate. It's never born. We're just reviewing this verse. Namriyate does not die. Kadachit never. Na ayam bhutva. This having been. Bhavita va na bhuyaha. Iti na. That is, this bhutva. Bhutva means having been. Bhavita in future. Na bhuyaha. Iti na. This na. That is, that which is now. It will not be there in future. If you say that cannot be entertained, that is wrong. Ajaha. This is ajaha. Unborn. Nityaha. Nityaha, eternal, Shashvataha, permanent, Ayam Puranaha. This is very ancient. Na hanyate, hanyamane sharire. When the sharira is destroyed, this Atma is not destroyed at all. Na hanyate, hanyamane sharire. Like simple thing, even in our perception. Yesterday, I think one lady was mentioning, it is difficult to imagine that Akasham is Asat. You remember? We had that dialogue. And that is when I said, why about Akasham? I can't believe that Jagat is Asat. That is the problem for us. Now, why I'm saying this is, in that Asat Akasham, which we take it as Sat, all kinds of things happen, isn't it? Summers come, winters go, etc., rainy seasons, and a lot of warfare here and there, and so many meteors will fall. And in the Akasham, this sun's family keeps on going round and round systematically, year after year. And so many such sun's families are there in the Vishwam. Some of them we know, some we do not know. All those things happen there in Akasham. And in Akasham, there is a lot of atmosphere also. And the atmosphere can be polluted. But Akasham cannot be polluted. So many bombs can be blown. Akasham, nothing happens. Nainam chindanti shastrani, even Akasham can claim. The shastrani cannot make any dent in Akasham. Whereas all these things happen in Akasham. When such is the case, when this Jadapadardham, which is Akasham, can claim that kind of a thing, what to speak of Atma, who is the grandfather of Akasham? Why I said grandfather is Brahmashraya Maya, that Brahma is Atma. So Brahmashraya Maya, if you consider Maya as the daughter of Brahma, and Tataha Akasha Sambhutaha, from Maya Akasha has come. So Akasha as though has become the grandson of Brahma, who is none other than Atma. So this we have covered nicely. Now next verse. Next verse, please. Any doubt on that verse? Okay. Veda vinashinam nityam yaenamajamavyayam katham sapurusha pardha kam ghatayati hantikam. Veda avinashinam nityam. Whoever knows that this is avinashinam, this is imperishable, nityam, eternal, yaha, yaenam ajam avyayam. Whoever knows this to be ajam, unborn, avyayam, indeclinable, then katham, that fellow, saha purushaha pardha, that person, after having known all this, kam ghatayate hantikam. How can he employ somebody to eliminate this Atma, or he himself or she himself be capable of eliminating Atma? Hantikam. The Tatparya I am reading, Arjuna, the man who knows this soul to be imperishable, eternal, and free from birth and decay, how and whom will he cause to be killed? How and whom will he kill? Who? Imperishable, what can you do about? The imperishable, unborn, eternal, that kind of a thing, and without any decay. And if you kill, that is a decay. And if you employ somebody to eliminate Atma, that is also decay, if that was possible. Okay, Arjuna, this understand. Veda, Avinashanam, Nityam. Henceforward, all these verses beautifully, they have the emphasis that Atma is unborn, Atma is avyayam, Atma is puranaha, nahanyate hanyamane sharire, that kind of a thing. Because Arjuna's problem was that he is going to eliminate Drona and Bhishma. Katham Bhishma maham sankhe dronam chamadusodana. He said that. Ishubhi pratiyochyami pujarha varisodana. That was his problem. He was equating Atma to the bodies. And Krishna Paramatma has been at pains trying to explain to Arjuna, hey, this body is perishable. Whether you kill this body of Drona or Bhishma or not, the body is bound to fall. The body is bound to fall, and you can't wail on that. But the indweller, the shariri, is indeclinable, avyayam, veda avinashanam nityam, yaenamajam avyayam, katham sapurusha partha, kam ghatayati hantikam. Now
I have a
next,
question. I have a question here.
yes.
When Krishna is Bhagwan is expounding the attributes of Atma, which is imperishable, not born, and all that,
Mm-hmm.
and he is like linking this to Arjuna killing Drona and Bhishma.
Hmm.
While we're at this, isn't also dharma adharma also part of this anatma? So why is he not talking of that? Why is he, he's just taken the uh, the the human life, the jiva aspect of the anatma, if I may say, and
Hmm.
he is linking it to Arjuna and asking him, fight, do your
Hmm.
dharma. But
Correct.
actually speaking, in the broad sense, even dharma adharma is part of the jagat, is part of the mithya that we're talking of.
Say
So
that again. Say that
ja-
again.
dharma adharma are also part of the mithya jagat.
Mm-hmm.
Why
Yeah.
is Krishna not telling him, Arey, this is all mithya, dharma adharma is also mithya? So it really doesn't matter. I mean, why did he harp on just um, um, the aspect of killing and not killing? I'm not
Because,
sure whether I made myself clear, but the
yeah.
thought, the doubt
Yeah.
just occurred.
Correct. Arjuna's confusion is overtaking you. Because why I'm saying is, you said dharma and adharma. And dharma is what? Dharma is to protect dharma, isn't it? What is the dharma of any person? To protect dharma. Dharmo rakshati rakshitaha. And Raja dharma is what? Definitely must protect dharma. And who is injuring dharma? The adharmi. And who is that fellow? Who are the set of people? Duryodhana Dayaha. All those 11 Akshohini Sena standing on the opposite side. They are all adharmis. Most of them may be dharmis, but they have taken the sides of the adharmi Duryodhana. So all of them become adharmis. So trying to eliminate the adharmis, it does not become adharma. That's number one. Number two, your question was, why not Krishna tell Arjuna, this is all part of the Midya Jagat, Arjuna, this dharma, dharma also, etc. And you mean to say, when Krishna tells Arjuna that, Arjuna will immediately gain that anubhava? We have been reading Tattva Bodha, Atma Bodha, etc. Did we have any anubhava? So many Krishnas have talked to us during the Atma Bodha time. Did any of us get anubhava? See, Udbodha is something, and that becoming part of our life is quite another. Krishna knew that at this time, mentioning to Arjuna that this Jagat itself is Mithya, Arjuna, don't you worry, just forget about it. No, he knows Arjuna cannot understand. He cannot make the sentence that Krishna may be uttering. He has to make it his own in life. He has to live that sentence. Midhya Jagat, Brahma Satyam, Jagan Midhya. You have to live that. Till such a time you have the capacity or qualification to live that, Bhagavan Krishna type of gurus, Jagat gurus, cannot get on to that kind of an udbodha to fighters like Arjuna. Fighters will have to be made to get up and fight. That is what Bhagavan Krishna has done. Is that answer enough?
Yeah, because Arjuna asks him for Shreyas. No, absolute Shreyas is Atma Jnana, which is what Krishna is saying. Yes, but
True.
then it seems to be with a little pause, and it's not complete Shreyas, because there is a little element of prayers also in this,
Yeah, that's
isn't it?
because,
Dharma, Artha, Kama, Moksha. Moksha is absolute prayer, Shreyas,
yeah,
and the other three are related to prayers.
true. Very right. But
So,
one will have to consider whether Arjuna is now ready for moksha, now ready for Shreyas, now ready for the Jnana Marga. Is he? Is a question. In Bhagavan Krishna's opinion, he is not. And because he is not, he has been taught to practice Karma Yoga, which he is going to cover in a very big way, even in the second chapter. And that he will continue in the third, fourth, fifth, sixth chapters. Almost throughout the Gita, the Karma Yoga Bhavana is reinforced again and again and again. Why? Most of us are not qualified for the Jnana Marga. Krishna Bhagavan says in the fifth chapter, Sanyasastu Mahabaho Dukkhamaptum Ayogataha. Sannyasa, when you take, Dukkham Aptum Ayogataha. When you are not qualified for sannyasa, you will be very, very sorrow stricken, even in the sannyasa ashrama. Have we not seen so many cases like that? That Krishna Bhagavan knows. That is why he is preparing Arjuna. Though Arjuna has asked for Shreyas, Krishna is preparing him for practicing Karma Yoga, with which he can cleanse his mind, and the cleansed mind will be a fit
instrument to,
apparatus for Arjuna to get on to Jnana Marga. All this Bhagavan Krishna knows, because it does not require a very great analysis to know what all Arjuna said. He was talking of only killing and things like that. That killing is not possible. He can only eliminate a body. He can't kill anybody. This kind of a knowledge that did not have. This is the first time he is getting to know this knowledge through Bhagavan. Natvevaham jatunasam natvam ne me janadipaha nachayvana bhavishyamaha sarve vayamata param. Hey Arjuna, it's not as though you and I were not there earlier, not that we will not be in future. And same thing applies to all these people standing in front of you. All this is good. It's a very perplexing information to Arjuna. And perplexing information to Arjuna was required to get him out of the stupor that he fell himself in. And he says, such a great fighter, Arjuna, such a great warrior, and a person who has not seen bhayam as to how it is. Bhayam is fear. And he was not afraid of anybody, not anything. That kind of a person who had the courage to fight even Mahadeva, that person says, Gandivam sramsate hastat tvakchaiva paridahyate nacha sheknomya avastatum. I am unable to stand, Krishna. That kind of a situation he has driven himself in. Why? Because Swajanam hikatam hatva sukhinasya madhava. All that Swajanam, that was his bug. That Swajanam. Okay? And the Swajanam is what? Entire set of 18 Akshohinis Shena is all his Swajanam. because wherever he looked, he has seen only known people. That is how he said, Nakankshe Vijayam Krishna, etc. And he said, Idimam Apratikaram Ashastram Shastrapanayaha Dhartarashtraha Rane Hanyuhu Tanme Kshemataram Bhave. Me, not wielding any weapon, and wielding a lot of weapons. If the Dhartarashtras kill me, even that is okay by me. Tanme kshemataram bhavet. It becomes extraordinarily safe to me. Safe from the point of view of that Shreyas or whatever he was thinking at that time. That kind of a stupor Arjuna has driven himself. How to get him out of that? This is the way Bhagavan thought, and that is how the teaching of the Gita has started. We must all thank Arjuna for getting into the stupor. Otherwise, without that condition, Bhagavan would not have started this profound Vedanta Vakyas. Vasamsi jirnani yatha vihaya navani grunnati naroparani tadha sharirani vihaya jirnani anyani samyati navani dehi. Vasamsi jirnani yatha vihaya. This day in and day out we do. We go to the bathroom, get rid of the old clothing, and after bath, get into the dressing room, get into new clothing. Is it not? Vasamsi jirnani. Jirnani means either torn, or jirnani also includes anything dirty. Jirnani. Vasamsi means clothing. Clothing which is either dirty or which is torn. Yatha vihaya, just as you remove. Vihaya means you remove. Navani grunnhati naraha aparani. Navani, new ones. Grunnhati, takes. Naraha, the man. Aparani, aparani means what? The other than what he has vihaya, other than what he has given up, other than what we throw in the bathroom. Aparani. And this aparani is what? Tatha. Aparani is what? Other than what you have removed already. What you have removed, you are no longer interested in that. You take a new one. Tatha, just like that. Sharirani vihaya. Sharirani vihaya. The shariras are thrown away. Vihaya, thrown away. Jirnani, that is jirnani sharirani vihaya. Okay, that is the worn out shariras vihaya, giving up. Anyani samyati. Anyani means other than what he is giving up. Aparani and anyani, they are the same. Anyani samyati. And this anyani is what? Navani dehi. He takes a new body. Navani dehi. Navani dehi. What a beautiful example given by Bhagavan Krishna. This is an everyday experience of all of us. We no longer use what we have used during the entire day. We get into a set of new clothes for the next day. It is our experience. Vasamsi jirnani yatha vihaya. Jirnani vasamsi yatha naraha vihaya. Navani grunnhati aparani. This naraha aparani grunnhati. Just like that. Sharirani vihaya. This dehi, what does he do? You and I throw away in the bathroom the used clothing and get into new clothing in the dressing room. Now this dehi, what does he do? Jirnani sharirani vihaya. Jirnani sharirani means dilapidated shariras vihaya. Giving up. This day he will decide. This sharira is unable to support me. Right? And goes away. And goes away where? Anyani samyati navani dehi. He takes other shariras, other sharira. Samyati navani dehi. As a man shedding worn out garments takes other new ones. Likewise, the embodied soul, casting off worn out bodies, enters into others that are new. That are new. Now when this happens, is it not the phase of death? Sharirani vihaya jirnani. When the dehi, jirnani sharirani vihaya means what? He gives up this body. That means the body falls. Body falls and that body simply remains without the sukshma sharira, without the karana sharira. It is only sthola sharira, which from the beginning we have been told is like a corpse which fortunately each one of us is carrying. I carry my corpse and so too everybody else. And after I am no more, I cannot carry my corpse, so somebody else will carry. Somebody else will carry. That's a different matter. Now, what happens after I fall? Jirnani sharirani vihaya. What happens? Anyani samyati navani dehi. This dehi has gone and taken a new body, gone to take up a new body. And where is the need for sorrow? In this case, where is the need for sorrow? Simply because the body has fallen. Is it not the nature of the body to fall one day or the other? Is the body going to be permanent? There is a beautiful verse going to come. Jatasya hi dhruvo mrityuhu. Whatever is born, mrityuhu dhruvaha. Death is certain. Tata sharirani vihaya jirnani anyani samyati navani dehi. Beautiful. And this actually, whenever the death happens in any family, what we all should understand is not that we should not wail. Yeah, wail, yes, because a person who has done such a lot to the family is no more. So be grateful to that person. Whoever is that person, be grateful to that person and make a vow that you will try to imbibe all the good qualities that he is so very fond of, all the good qualities that he has exhibited throughout his life. So these are the vows we must take and be grateful. Okay, shed a lot of tears if you have to, but do not keep on beating your breast and wailing and disturbing the entire neighborhood and things like that. Sharirani vihaya jirnani. This is a natural thing to happen. Natural thing. Have we not picked up in the Tattva Bodha? Sthola shariram kim asti jayate vardhate viparinamate apakshiyate vinashyati iti shadvikaravat etassthola shariram. So in this, it has gone to the sixth vikara. Why are you worried? It is a nature of that sthola shariram. It is a swabhava of the sthola shariram. Understand that. Appreciate that. Don't you worry. This kind of a thing, this may befall I, this may befall you. Be ready for that. Be prepared for that. And at the time when the body is dropping, If you can say, hey, Bhagavan Krishna, you are a great man. In the 8th chapter of the Gita, Antakale cha mameva smaran muktva kalevaram ya prayati chejan deham sayati paramam gatim. Krishna Bhagavan's promise. At the time of death, Antakale cha, even at the time of death, mameva smaran, thinking of me alone, whoever leaves his body, sayati paramam gatim. That's a great promise from Bhagavan. So we must be prepared for that, and prepared from now on to be in a position to remember Bhagavan Krishna when the final moment arrives. And the final moment will definitely arrive for each and every one of us. There is no escape, because death is the only truth of life. What else can be the truth? The only truth of life is death. And knowing that, why are we unnecessarily worried? So, tadha sharirani vihaya jirnani anyani samyati navani dehi. And this dehi, this indwella, the shariri, dehi, jiva, atma, who is deluded by ajnana, all these are same. Okay? Nainam chindanti shastrani, nainam dahati pavakaha, na chainam kledayanchapaha, na soshayati marutaha. Beautiful verses, set of verses. Na enam chindanti shastrani. Shastra is whatever weapon you hold in your hand, like a sword, etc. Right? And when you invoke through some mantras and things like that, an astra that is released by the power of your mantras, that is called astra. Like some Brahmastra, like Vayavastra, Indrastra, Agneyastra, all these things we have heard. Nainam chindanti shastrani. Shastrani cannot do anything to this Atma. Nainam chait cannot pierce. This shastrani includes astrani also. Shastrani cha astrani nainam chindanti atma. Nainam dahati pavakaha. Pavakaha is who? Fire. Nainam dahati pavakaha. Fire cannot burn it. Nachainam kledayanchapaha. Waters cannot wet it. Na soshayati marutaha. Air cannot dry it. See the four, see pavakaha and apaha, then marutaha. These three elements are called here. Where are the other two elements? Shastrani is indeed the Prithvi element. Any Shastra has got some material, and that material belongs to Prithvi. Shastrani, Astrani. Nainam chindanti shastrani. And the fifth fellow is omitted here. Fifth fellow, Akasha, is omitted because all kinds of destruction happen in Akasha only without touching Akasha. So Akasha, like a mere witness, it will be there.
Or can we say that because the astra is mantras is sound, and sound is related to space, so maybe in a subtle way, space is also included in this?
No, I don't know. I don't know. I like that interpretation, but I
mean,
don't
it
think
just,
so.
yeah, it just occurred
Yeah.
that maybe the
I
astra
don't think
part.
so, because elsewhere in another verse also, Bhagavan Krishna repeats these four elements, but omits Akasha. Like that lady who said yesterday, it is difficult to believe that Akasha is Asat. That's what she precisely said. So that non-believable Asat Akasha He is as though the witness for all these things. Nainam chindanti shastrani. Shastrani and astrani cannot do anything to it. But I like your interpretation. Astrani may be equated to Akasha. Right. Okay. Nainam dahati pavakaha. Fire cannot burn it. Naichenam kledayanchapaha. Apaha cannot wet it. Neither can apaha drown it. Na soshayate marutaha. Marutaha, air. Vayu cannot dry it. Cannot dry it. That is, it is beyond the scope of the destructive capabilities of these four elements. We will see why it is so. Next verse also is talking of the same thing. Achedyoyam adahyoyam akledyo soshyayevacha nichyaha sarvagataha stanuhu achaloyam sanatanaha. This refrain, nichyaha sarvagataha stanuhu achalaha ayam atma sanatanaha. Ayam is ayam atma sanatanaha. Now in the Mandukya Upanishad, ayam atma Brahma is there. Is it not? That is considered as one of the Mahavakyas. Ayam atma Brahma in the Mandukya Upanishad. Now just now we have got another Mahavakya. Ayam atma sanatanaha. This atma is sanatanaha. Right? Achedyoyam. It cannot be cut. Adahyoyam. It cannot be cut. Now you go to the earlier verse. You show the earlier verse also a little Brahmara. Yeah. Nainam chindanti. Here achedyoyam. Shastrani na chindanti. Here achedyoyam. It cannot be cut. Here, this shastrani cannot make any dent in that. Okay. Same thing. Achedyoyam, adahyoyam. Adahyoyam is what? It cannot be burnt. Akledyo. It cannot be drowned. It cannot be wetted by waters. Akledyo asosyayevacha. Asosya, it air cannot dry it at all. Same thing, same refrain. It is for emphasis, a reinforcement of an idea which perhaps Arjuna did not ever think of it till now. Krishna is reinforcing that same thing in 2-3 slokas. Achedyoyam adahyoyam akledyo sosyayevacha nichyaha sarvagataha stanuhu ayam atma sanatanaha. This is sanatanaha. Now why is it Krishna is saying it cannot be done? Because the Shastra, Astra, Pavakaha, these waters and Maruta, they belong to what kind of reality? The reality of
the Jagat.
A portion of the Jagat of which you know. Okay? That Jagat is Michya will come to later, of which you know. And Atma is that. Do you know? Or you are told Atma is that and that and that. Najayate, namriyate, va kadachit, etc., etc. You have been told. But is that your experience yet? So that is a different kind of reality. That which is sarvagataha, that which is sanatanaha, that which is sarvavyapi, including enveloping this so-called infinite akasha, that which is avyaktam. Avyaktam is what? You can't perceive it. Your mind, intellect, and sense organs will be incapable of catching a glimpse of that. Avyaktam, that kind of a thing belongs to a different kind of reality. Things belonging to the same kind of reality they can have a relationship. They can have a relationship. Like a pavakaha can burn water, like all of us do while making tea, is it not? They belong to the same kind of reality, is it not? Whereas Atma is a different kind of reality. You cannot touch it. Achedyoyam madahyoyam akledyo soshayevacha nichyaha sarvagataha sthanuhu. Sarvagataha is what? It is everywhere. It has gone everywhere. And it is sthanuhu. Sthanuhu is what? Achalaha. Non-moving. Sthanuhu. When it has gone everywhere, where is yet another place for it to move? Sthanuhu. Achalaha. Because it is Stanu, it cannot move. Sanatanaha. That has been the case for ages, from the beginning. Sanatanaha. Next verse, please. Next verse, please. Avyaktoyam achinchoyam avikaryoyam uchyate tasmadevam viditvainam nanushochitumarhasi. Avyaktaha ayam achinchyaha. This Atma, what adjectives, what beautiful attributes. Avyaktaha, achinchyaha, ayam avikaryaha. See, it does not undergo any modification. Avyaktoyam achinchoyam avikaryoyam uchyate. It is said, it is like that. Avikaryoyam, it is not like milk which turns to curds after some time. It is not like that. It's not like you and I who age day in and day out. It does not age at all. It is sanatanaha, nityaha, shashvataha, puranaha, na hanyate, hanyamane sharire. So avyaktoyam, ayam achintyaha. How can you grasp it? Then when something is said to be infinite, now how do you grasp that infinite? When something is said to be unborn, how do you gain that vision of that unborn thing? Because your mind is used to catching glimpses of people being born. And if you say namriyate, it does not die, but the mind is having a big record of a lot of people who have dead and who have died and gone. How can that kind of a mind understand this? Avyaktaha, achintyaha. How can the mind think of this? Adhikaryaha ayam atma uchyate. Tasmadevam. At least considering this, viditvainam, having understood this, nanu shochitum arhasi. The refrain is to get rid of the sorrow for Arjuna. Refrain is that nanu shochitum arhasi. Ashotyananva shochastvam. Nanu shochitum arhasi. Again here, next verse. Naivam shochitum arhasi. You do not qualify to be sorrowful, Arjuna. There's no reason for you to be sorry. Avyaktoyam achinchoyam avikaryoyam uchyate tasmadevam viditvainam. Having understood that, nanu shochitum arhasi. This soul is unmanifest. It is incomprehensible. And it is spoken of as immutable. This is incomprehensible with the mind that we have. And the mind that we have, if it is cleansed adequately, it becomes comprehensible. And it is spoken of as immutable. Therefore, knowing it as such, Arjuna, you should not grieve at all. Athachainam nichyajatam nityam va manyase mrutam Tadhapi tvam mahabaho naivam shochitumarhasi. Hey Arjuna, even if you suppose that the soul is subject to constant birth and death and birth and things like that, even then, when such a thing is inevitable, then why should you grieve for that which is inevitable? And Arjuna, if you should suppose this soul to be subject to constant birth and death, even then you should not grieve like this. Adha cha enam nitya jatam. Nitya jatam means always being born. Nityam va manyate mrutam. Nityam va manyase mrutam. And always dying. Always dying means not immediately, but you, that has been your analysis thus far. Tadhapitvam, even then, if you equate the body to Atma and say, this is being born, this will die, etc., even then, tadapitvam mahabaho naivam shochitum arhasi. When you know a thing to be a fact, something is born, something, same thing will die. When you know that, where is a need for you to be sorrowful? When you have equated the body to Atma and say that you know that it is born and it will die, okay, granted. But with that knowledge, why are you unnecessarily being sorrowful? And beautiful verse, next verse. Jatasya hi dhruvo mrityuhu dhruvam janma mrutasya cha tasmad apariharyedde natvam shochitumarhasi. Amongst the families, Hindu families, a number of Gita verses are generally very famous. This is one such. Jatasya hi dhruvo mrityuhu. Earlier verse also is famous. Which is that earlier verse?
Najayate mriyate va.
Correct. Very right. Najayate mriyate va kadachit. Jatasya hi dhruvo mrityuhu. Jatasya hi, for the one who is born. Mrityuhu dhruvaha, death is certain. What a resounding statement is this. For that which is born, death is certain. And the next one is something which you don't know, but Bhagavan is guaranteeing. Jatasya hi dhruvo mrityuhu, dhruvam janma mrutasya cha. For the one who is dead and gone, janma dhruvam. Another janma is dhruvam. Tasmat apariharyedhe natvam shochitum arhasi. Apariharyedhe means this something which you cannot alter. This is inevitable. Parihara you can't do. Aparihara. Tasmat apariharyedhe natvam shochitum arhasi. You can do blessed nothing, Arjuna. Jatasya hi dhruvo mrityuhu. Dhruvam janma mrutasya cha. Tasmad apariharyedhe natvam shochitum arhasi. You were very proudly saying and very, very greatly trying to impress me. Katham bhishmamaham sankhe dronam cha madhusudana ishubi pratiyotchami, etc. You are saying no. Bhishma is born or no. Drona is born or no. And the what is born is dhruvam janma mrutasya cha. Jatasya hi dhruvo mrityuhu. For the one who is born, mrityu is dhruvam. Whether you pierce Drona, Bhishma or not, they have to fall. Jatasya hi dhruvo mrityuhu, dhruvam janma mrutasya cha. This Bhagavan Krishna is saying in respect of what? This dhruvaha mrityuhu is for what?
The stula sharira.
It's for the stula sharira. Very right. Jatasya hi dhruvo mrityuhu. Dhruvam janma mrutasya cha. For the one who has departed, that mrutasya cha, janma dhruvam. Tasmad apariharyedhe natvam shochitumarhasi. There is no reason for you to grieve unnecessarily. You are sitting in the chariot as though you have lost everything. There's nothing lost. Only thing that is lost is your understanding. Your wisdom is gone. Your wisdom is gone because of your thinking. Swajanam hekatam hatva sukinasyama madhava, etc., etc. All those things, all those wrong lines of thinking have made you like this. So you will have to understand this properly. Avyaktadini bhutani vyaktamadhyani bharata avyakta nidhananyeva tatraka paridevana. Avyakta adini bhutani. In the beginning, this verse we will cover again tomorrow. In the beginning, adini, avyaktaha, before any of us is born, we are avyaktaha, is it not? Even though blissfully in the mother's womb, we are avyaktaha, avyakta adini bhutani, vyaktamadhyani bharata. And after we are born, we are in the middle, we are vyakta. Vyakta means manifest. And when we are dead and gone, what happens? Avyakta nidhananyeva. When the death overtakes us, you will enter where? Into that regions of avyakta. Avyakta nidhananyeva. Initially avyaktam, in the middle as though dancing, as though vyaktam, and in the end avyaktam. Tatraka paridevana. Why this lamentation? Why this kind of misplaced sorrow, Arjuna, etc. Yeah, we will cover this verse again tomorrow. Any questions, please?
It is like the Budbudaniva.
Correct. Budbudani Varini. Budbudani Varini. Very good example. That Budbuda, avyaktam, initially. Vyakta madhyani, avyakta nidhanani, it goes, and it is avyaktam. Tatraka paridevana, yo, my bubble has gone, nobody will cry. Nobody should cry. Okay, everybody is a bubble and everybody will have to one day. Any questions?
Yeah, one question I have, Sunita. You the shlokas are mentioning the property of Atma, means Anadi, Avyakt, and all that. So there are different realities. We know what is physical part we can experience, but these are beyond intellect and everything. So how to experience it? How to experience Atma?
Yeah, you have to ask Bhagavan Sri Krishna, who will tell you shortly in the next few verses and the next few chapters. I am very jokingly saying this because the entire teaching of the Gita is an answer to your question.
Okay.
Your question is very profound. Yes, this is said to be avyakta, etc. Najayate, Atma, Satyam, Tadanyat, Sarvam, Vidya. But how to experience that? How to experience that? And who is going to be the experiencer? And what is going to be the experience? All these things.
Shastra mentions that. Yeah, okay.
All these
and
will
Shastra
be covered.
And Shastra mentions that, Jagrat, Sapna, Sushupti, we get glimpses into Sushupti or Dhyana. But somehow so many qualities mentioned here, like Anant or Ached, Adaya, these are very difficult to experience.
Yeah, but you need not experience all these. What you need to experience is yourself.
Yes.
What you need to experience is simple, yourself. You need not go anywhere. You just will have to super cleanse your mind and intellect, prepare them for the vision of yourself. That's it. And Bhagavan Krishna is going to take care of that as we proceed.
Okay.
Your
you so
question
much.
is a very big question, and Bhagavan Krishna only can answer.
Sure. That's why we are studying.
Okay. All right. Om Sarve Bhavantu Sukhinah, Sarve Santu Niramayah, Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu, Ma Kaschid Dukkha Bhag Bhavet. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om, everybody.
Hari Om,
Hari
Nana.
Om.
Dhanyavad.
Dhanyavad.
Thank you.
Hari Om.
Thank you so much.
Om.